She's still kind of big. That's what I was like.
So fun.
Alright, so this May 14th, 2026, budget meeting, budget workshop, county council. We'll start tonight with our invocation, which I will provide followed by the pledge. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity we have here tonight, opportunity to have great discussion, do good things for the county. We ask that you would guide our discussions, lead us in the way we should go, and things we do be pleasing in your sight. That's his name in Jesus Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item, the approval of our agenda for tonight. It includes 110, 210, 123, and 128 discussion. Motion to approve it. Second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. I will turn it over to the County Administrator Jerry Creek to walk us through this exciting opportunity.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of council. Last time that we met on Monday, we proposed a budget that had a 2% cost of living and included longevity requests. I realized that was sort of unpopular when we were there. So based on that, we had this meeting tonight. So we went back to the drawing board a little bit, looked at revising some revenue projections, changed a few things here and there, including the collections. Since it's a reassessment year, we had estimated that lower with the expectation that we may not receive as many property tax bills as we typically would. We have since raised that back to where we would normally be, and it's at 98%. Is that right, Casey? So 2% uncollectible. We went through and looked at millage rates and went back through subsequent years and figured out how much we could take from years that we didn't use the millage and added that to what we have. So we did come up with a millage increase. And by doing so, we are presenting to you a balanced budget that the revenues match the expenses. Going back to last year's budget was, let's just call it 39 million and change. The new millage increase, calculating the revenue collections, we're at 43 million. And so anyway, what we were able to do is I went through and basically made a list of everyone's requests and highlighted everything, made some suggestions. I've had phone calls with you guys, and I think for the most part, we have achieved a consent agenda for the budgets. I did talk with the sheriff's office today. They may have some things that they want to talk with you about, but otherwise, we're sitting at a balanced budget, and we did not roll back our reserve, so we're collecting about $1.8 million that will go into our reserves, and we're not spending from the reserve for this budget. And honestly, that's probably about all I can speak to the actual mechanics of the budget, because Casey has revised, reworked, tweaked, gone back and forth, and I think we're sitting in a good place. I think our millage increase is what, $5.28, basically per $100,000 house. What it would cost. We did not go back and touch any capital expenses. So what we presented last time is essentially where we still are. Fire and EMS, we did work with those guys. That we can talk about that a little more in depth with, letting Casey speak some more to that since they have their own funds. But as far as the general fund, we're sitting at a balanced budget.
So with Fund 110, that's our first item, and hearing what you said as far as adjusting what was different from Monday, talking to department heads, I would like for all those involved in Fund 110 that are not in agreement with what you have proposed, hear any of that this evening.
Like I said, I do think we have a consent budget on that. And the folks that are here in this room, if they have anything that they want to ask about, we can certainly look into it. But I think other than, like I said, the sheriff's office, I didn't get a thumbs up from Sheriff Reynolds, but I think he feels pretty good about it.
There's one, a little tidbit I addressed was spring with the fact that we had asked for a vehicle that's the detention center and animal control. When we found the detention center, we really needed it on the animal control side pretty badly, but I tell you what, we'll finesse that, we'll work on that some way. But since I spoke to you last, that part-time attendant out there at the animal control, that position is desperately needed, simply because that's a 24/7 holidays included. Those people didn't get any rest, it's just those two battling out to help them out somehow managing that doggone, that schedule day in and weekend out. So it's pretty strong work.
But what you saying, sir? And I understand, you do need that part-time person out there to animal control. You do need that man, and I'm gonna tell y'all what's been going on. Now, give you a heads up, you need that man out there at the animal control. Because the department, the boat reservation people, and rent a U-Haul for animals. So if we don't, while we rent a vehicle, we can get one.
Well,
Wait in the first.
because we make things work.
You make, you're making it happen, but we gonna make you get a van, sir. I'll just first.
Oh. But that's 24/7. That's tough. Y'all have, I mean, I'm not saying they don't have any idea, but that's the burden.
Sheriff, you have there's two requests in here on full-time animal.
Well,
lieutenant
correct.
and a part-time, which one are you?
Well, I just before we go to the full time, if I just get the part time when they take care, to help them with their burden. So it's pretty hard.
That's a $25,000 request.
And if anything happens to one of them and they can't show up, so to speak, then that's 7 days a week or something. I mean, that's just about this. And that hit me after I spoke with Craig earlier. It dawned on me, I've seen time when they've had 7 days a week, that's terrible.
That's not a capital. Is there any other?
As far as the other, that's pretty much we.
What's the $25,000 adjustment due to the budget? If we decide to do that.
Go back real quick.
Sheriff, would you consider reasonable vote?
Well, I think I'm glad I don't hear good.
If you know, Pike or anything out of that.
It'd be part-time or full-time?
Part-time.
Part-time.
It's something to help us show up the weekend. with.
Right.
Balance right now, it might have to add to that bill count, but like you're looking at maybe like 0.02 add additional, like you're not looking at it. Super creepy, maybe this one on it. It's got.
Yeah, you remember the part-time people don't get benefits.
That's why I asked that question
You'll
because
get that on that, I mean.
Y'all want to get rid of $4,000-5,000 in there, that way good.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
We go.
Here, if we run down the list here of the different departments, and you just confirm they consented, and two, I think the majority of them are here, so if you hear your department and you don't agree, now will be the time to say something.
Do you want to do a roll call when you do it?
Well,
Just have
that's what I'm-
someone from the audience just to say yea or nay.
They're all here, you'll speak up for the ones that aren't here. so
I will do that.
Steve, thank you.
I can do that if you want.
Start with Ag Center and.
Okay.
Yeah, Ag Center, good administration. Airport. Assessor. Yeah, you know it. Auditor is on here.
That would be a yes for the auditor.
Okay, building grounds,
Yes.
good, Clemson Extension. That's a grant we give them, they can check them all there, clerk court, Simmons.
Yes. Well,
Okay, she's good,
yes.
we don't have contingency this year, not corner. Good?
Yeah.
County council?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Sheriff's Detention Center. Detention Center operation budget.
Yes.
E911. Emergency management. Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir, we're there.
Finance. Health department. That's, I guess, just utilities bill. Okay. Inspections and permits. Good. Library.
We're good.
Magistrate. Is that JD? Also Brian good on.
I did not get a hold from him.
Okay. Look at that. Get done. Parks and Rec.
They did not have any position requests there.
Okay. Human resources. Planning department,
Yes.
yes. Probate judge, Friday. Have you spoken to Friday?
She was not in the office when I went over there, but, okay.
Public Works. Voter registration. They help us West.
I did get an email from her. She did not say anything about not being happy with the question.
Roads and bridges. Sheriff office operation budget. Social services. That's just yeah. Treasurer's office. You heard from this work.
Yes.
Good one. Veteran affairs, anybody heard from him? Good. Okay. Person and vehicle maintenance. Good. Risk management.
Didn't hear anything back. No requests, no personal requests.
Grants, just a line item. Insurance and benefits, they are what they are. They won't even make any changes. Legal department. Good. Miscellaneous, we'll get on miscellaneous. You know what's in there, any changes there?
So, solicitor.
Same thing last year.
Yeah.
Local government assistance, that is. Solicitor. Just did the same as last year here too, it looks like. You talk to the solicitor about that, of course, is that where we are?
I have spoken to the solicitor. We have a plan to, when Clemson Extension vacates the building downtown, and comes to this building, we're gonna do a little retrofit to the existing building downtown. Solicitor's office wants to use some of that
On space.
because it has, a meeting space, which they currently don't have.
All right, so he's good at the 575.
Yes.
Special appropriations, there's nothing in that bucket this year. IT, tanks,
Yeah.
okay. And then humane and litter, which we just discussed, the opportunity to add that part-time position there. And last but not least, transfer to victims.
That it's still in the general fund, but we directly moved it under the sheriff this year, so that it reflects that that's where it comes from, instead of just having it hanging out randomly.
I got one thing.
Yes, sir.
In the department, after somebody they did not get, raise your hand. You got all your personnel that you would ask for. Part-time, full-time. Let me know now.
Good job.
Good job, everybody.
Match, or don't see any. There aren't any changes to what they requested, so that's thing we're. So that'll be. If you will.
Go to your next one.
Yeah, let's go, to Fund 123, fire department request. Oh, sorry, solid waste. That's maybe. You wouldn't do it.
Chair.
I said, you.
You just said
Okay.
that.
Chris.
Sir, 114, we can, that's y'all's fun, we don't mess with it, because everything's in this one here.
Good. All right, ready to go to
Yes, sir.
solid waste? Casey's gonna take it over from here.
This is. I'm not, it's, I haven't had enough of that book, so I don't have to.
You wanna look it up?
It was balanced previously, and Billy and I had worked on capital to get it to a place where he was comfortable, and we did not make any changes. It is a completely balanced, its revenue should maintain all of its expenses.
Just in the vein of what Mr. Wilson said, were there any unmet needs or anything in that fund that need?
That was good.
Okay. Did we verify the user fee revenues? That should be a finite number that GW can give us. Is that the?
Parcels, yeah.
I know this does not apply to this fund, but, Madge did tell me that she would like to revise the building department. Building codes fees. And so that's something I would like to put in. You know, for the second reading of the budget. But we don't quite have that update.
Where do those fees live?
We attach a fee schedule to the budget that we prepare each year, and we've asked the departments to send us updated fee schedules in the second reading. We'll have schedule.
Okay. Thank you. You wanna go to fire now? Or we still on solid waste? Okay. What else do we need to discuss on solid waste?
there any significance to?
I got a question on. Sure. The guys, the retiree, part-time, or was it just man the convenience stations? Did they get any kind of raise this year?
They would get a 3% cost of living.
Just cost me an hour.
Yes, sir.
Like that, you got one, 3%.
3%. And any longevity increases. If they get every other year.
I just thought about something, those solid raises. I didn't get, talk to you about Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Bigger complaint that I got, and I know you're working on it, sir. I know you're working on it. The lights.
Yeah.
At night, the lights.
We're still working on, that'll be all, that'll come under our utility budget.
Okay.
We're good.
And the bigger one that I got, that most people, the box site people
Yeah,
want lights.
yeah, we've got work orders in with the
Cause I see
respective
you got
power
it,
companies part of that.
I see you got it for your gates and all that. Appreciate you, thank you, with you, sir. I just want to remind you about the lights.
Yeah, we've got work orders in to those respective power companies, so it's just taking them time to get.
I understand. Thank you, sir.
Release to the highlights, that was just how it compared last year to this year and made it visible on the screen, and honestly, I just forgot. I didn't care. Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see that, and this goes back to when Melissa and Cheyenne were putting numbers in. They were flagging things that, and you'll see it throughout the budget where maybe it was one expense in 1 year, and then that expense dropped, and it may have been because someone was making a larger salary if you left, and then that budget line item decreased. So it was just, some of that was just internally for us trying to see how everything was flowing.
No other questions on solid waste? We move to fund 123.
Okay. So I can talk a little bit about the personnel that we discussed with, Mr. Lindley. And, for one of the positions, he did ask for positions. And, we settled on emergency vehicle technician because he is struggling with that, and, having that there would allow him to, maintain the fleet better. And then, we did do some reclassifications to establish a new lieutenant code. And that's, in between. Okay.
How many shifts that it is, sir? How many lieutenants?
It'll be 6, it'll be 2 a shift, but it's not new position, it's just, we're just reclassifying.
Yeah, how many can get promoted for the last?
6 will be internal.
No.
We can talk a little more about the revenues and everything.
Taking CPI on that much.
We are, so we are at max CPI on that millage. What those positions did is they did unbalance the budget. They are currently $96,900 over budget. So we have max CPI at this point. So the question, I guess we have to kind of pose now is where do we want to go here to make sure they get those.
Say that again, how much over?
96,900.
So.
What are the options?
So let me ask about this part-time salaries line. There appears to be no actual expenditures 26 in that line item. Is there a reason we have it for 27?
They were supposed to do it on that item, but it's on that.
Well, that's because if you look, down at the rural fire, budget for the volunteer department, we took 25,000, around 25,000 off of that and moved it to part-time because we're having to, starting July 1st, we're having to take over running the Reno Fire District. And we're gonna hire some part-time, daytime firefighters to work out in Reno. We're taking the the money that would have been allocated for the Reno Fire Department and putting it into the part-time line item, the staff that data.
I'm in a position you got vacant right now, sir.
I have one,
We only have one position open.
yes.
So, Reno, I know we talked the other day about that.
Correct.
So they got 25,000 previously when it was volunteer.
Right,
Now
To pay for
they're going to pay.
right, we're just taking that away from the rural fire budget, and we're moving it to the part-time.
The rest of the volunteer departments, that wasn't full. Them.
Nothing perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
One option is to keep sending this, unfortunately, this is a year we're in. Raise the village on the general fund, because we do still have additional prior year CPI there. And do a transfer into that amount.
Said CPI,
Yes.
right now, get all this stuff.
And then the other option. To look at those again. For fines.
That only comes with general funds and about. What's it that?
We just have to align.
Let me ask y'all this, I'm about trying to ask y'all the question. Cause y'all know, I'm writing all this stuff down. So I wanna know. You got a reserve fund, you got a general fund, and you got a capital fund. So that's what I'm finding how like. Now, where we get our money from, because what I need to know at the end of the day. If just say the sanitation department, the building and code department. I'm just talking about them. If they bring in $1 million a day or a month or a year, what do that money go to?
It goes to the general fund.
Okay,
And that's how we offset.
That's what I'm asking. Okay, it go back into the general funds.
Right.
I'm writing all this down. Now. That money that goes back into the general fund that we collect from the county. When the department acts for something. Why we can't get it? I'm just asking.
Well, that's part of the budgeting process, because what we're doing today is we're looking at the budget and allocating funds for the next fiscal year, starting July 1. So you've got a budget set out and they have an allocated amount of money to spend from July 1 of this year to June 30th of next year. And when that money is out, it's out. And
Who keep up with? I don't see it on no piece of paper here that I'm looking at. How much money we collect every year go back into the general fund?
Our tutor treasurer, and then we have an audit that was done by an external party to come in and monitor those funds being.
I understand. Thank you. Because I don't show my, all these pieces of paper I'm looking at. If they any department turning in this money every day or every, I know you got to turn it in every day with collector codes and all that, everybody got to turn it in. But where do, 39 is going back into the general fund? Because I'm looking at the capital fund and I'm looking at the reserve fund.
What is your question, man?
On the,
They answered it. Okay.
on the very first page with all the numbers. The second section, it's licenses and permits, and that might not be all of it. That is, it shows the building permit fees, the mobile home fees, septic tank fees. So there are some, that kind of where it normally shows up is there.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Question.
I do, you know about these numbers.
You're showing in here that the fire fund's supposed to finish the year with a surplus, or sorry, a fund balance. A surplus from this year, a fund balance of $2 million. Is that accurate?
That was projected back in January when December was first done, and none of the millage has been put in our system since then. I hit the ground running with this and have not had time to update the book, so I cannot. I can go try to get all that converted next week and get you a more accurate number. But that was just what was already projected in January.
They have a fund balance to cover the $96,000 27 deficit, then do we need to transfer any funds?
No, that does end up being accurate, but.
Or anything north of 96,000 is there?
Worry about it. But that's also, I think that budget is balanced with the $1 million transfer from the general fund. So we have to take that into consideration.
That is not in there.
Um,
The first page is, it's in the request, but not in the recommendation.
No, I'm talking about the projections.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's in the fund balance projection.
yeah, the fund balance projections, yes, closer to $1 million.
So you could
Even still, we're going 96 versus $1 million.
Yeah, it's still definitely doable. Yeah, I can check on it.
That transfer is not Prince. It's also in the actual column, so is it already transpired?
So assuming we could make that happen, that would be the process.
Can we discuss 134? No, it's not on the sheet, but it is part-time.
Nothing changed from the last time. They're still. Even across the board. We were able to get them 16 of the 20. Air packs they requested. We were able to get them the 2 trucks they requested to replace the 2016. I think they're Dodge Rams. And then we were able to finance the lease payment on the fire trucks for this year.
Adjustment for that fund. Yeah.
So you telling me you get the fire department 2 vehicles? They authorized to get 2 vehicles.
Yes, because they have their own capital fund that generates its own money to provide those things.
All right. But Lynn. Those 2 vehicles that are coming off the highway. You replace those 2, it's all right, or you leave them in your fleet?
We're gonna leave them, but we're gonna put them as secondary trucks for a while, so.
I mean, why I'm asking this, sir, I didn't know some department need vehicles.
Yes, and we
No,
have,
I-
as we pull those, we've got a F-150 that will be coming out of service. That could go to any county.
I need IT department with a vehicle.
Well, it's a, what's the 2000,
If photo ain't,
it's a 10, yeah, it's a 2010, no, 11.
I'm not worried about what year, it's a photo.
Yeah.
So that's operational. Billy could work with you, figure out those kind of things.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?
Not on that one.
All right, moving right along. On 128.
This ain't, have better audio.
It's the third right tab in the.
So on this fund, is everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on this fund, nothing has changed from last time except for the cost of living adjustments. They did have 6 personnel requests. But those were taken out.
They can come out in the nighttime and put those things still. How do you operate without those city position right now? How y'all operate off of?
Well, we're full right now, but we're down 2 employees, but we can make that. We're doing pretty well.
The need for that 6 included a schedule change, right?
On which now? Thanks, so I'm asking.
What was the total cost of the personnel? Yeah, that is. Very close to this. Everyone? $531,000.
You put in part-time?
We've got money part-time right now.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions about it?
Yeah, when we look at their capital fund while we're there.
Sure.
I have one question. This, here, does this bring, what does this do to their fund balance?
They break even here, so it doesn't help their deficit, but it doesn't. So capital hasn't changed from the previous time either. They received everything they asked for in capital. They are going to use some of their prior year fund balance they did have there, which will leave them with a remaining fund balance of 209,885.
You got a vehicle if you need.
Yes, they're in there, right? We'll have some left over too that we can.
You for this work. God, this y'all, it's all about team at the end of the day, y'all. That's all it's about. Communication.
Unless there's substantive changes, this would be the document we would see in second reading.
This is what we'll present for second reading unless you have feedback, want us to look at something else. I know there's some questions that it's going to look into. Other than that, this is what will be presented.
And so with that, just so everybody's clear, there was a millage increase to accomplish this.
Yes.
I got one more question, I forgot.
Yes, sir.
ATAC funds, where did that come from?
So, Andy, would you like to speak about the accommodations tax? So, how deep would you like? Let's just do 50,000 foot view. So there's funds, there is
I mean, while I'm asking y'all, I go over these books.
So the accommodations taxes are collected from hotels around the county. We actually receive more than what Lawrence County receives. Because in the state of South Carolina, we have beautiful places like, Charleston and Myrtle Beach and Greenville, and they collect millions and millions of accommodations tax. Well, the state of South Carolina, being generous as they are, they spread that love throughout the state of South Carolina, and they give us more money than we collect. And we give that money out in grants,
Not about the training.
but to certain places. They have to generate tourism back into Lawrence County, and that helps build that up. So those festivals, events, tourist destinations, they can receive grants up to $4,000 this year, and that's determined by the accommodations tax committee. We give those grants out in an effort to boost tourism to Lawrence County. Can't be given out to just any old entity. It's gotta be different things to generate tourism in Lawrence County. That money comes in quarterly throughout the year, with the largest payment coming in the end of the year. That's the money that we're receiving. So that money has to be, that's specifically spent on tourism related expenditures. So that's the ATAX money in a nutshell.
So
There
ATAX,
is a percentage that comes to our general.
Yeah, we do receive one, and the first $25,000 goes to the general fund. After that, 5% of the remaining balance goes to the general fund. After that, 30% has to go to a tourism related, tourism promoting, agency. We use the Chamber of Commerce for that. The remaining funds is what we use to give out as grants.
see, sir, y'all don't understand, y'all open my eyes up a lot. All of y'all, listen, every department, everybody here. Cause I tell y'all, I'm catching on, because I'm looking at these papers, and you don't know, I'm gonna ask. HVAC, Cause I realize that you got money here for APAC on our sheet. I'm looking at the book, not just different pages.
That's what we're here for.
Andy, could I ask about the deadline for the applications?
May 29th, I believe is what it is. That was set by the accommodations tax committee. That's advertised in the paper and we're receiving applications as we speak.
Right. Just like the ball field fest and stuff like that, and catfish fest,
Coming home across the hill.
all of them can put in for this,
That's
for
correct.
that APAC money, cause that two too.
That's
They
correct.
like city cleaner, city lawn. Whatever, I mean, I know we got a bunch of stuff around here going on, y'all. So, okay, but the application was put out there when, sir?
It was put out 2 weeks ago, it was advertised in last week's papers in the Chronicle and the Advertiser. And it was also in this past Wednesday's paper as well.
So those towns, they secretary had to put in, mail it back to,
It comes back to myself and the chamber and or the Chamber of Commerce, they can also hand deliver it to the office. And we receive those in, goes to a tax committee for consideration. And they make a decision and we cut checks on that before we receive on that.
appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Before we move on from
Yes, sir.
EMS, the vehicles, I don't have the number in front of me. Where are we at with ambulances? Will this include a new ambulance or?
That will include 2 new rebounds in the budget. Two new rebounds, sort of motor trucks.
But you still waiting on something to come in, ain't you?
We just got me.
That's two.
Just got me. Congratulations. They put a new box on chairs.
All right. Is there any other questions from council on this submission that we will see on the second reading?
Just to confirm, what did we say the millage increase was?
Look on the front page, have the, before you go on front, it's actually.
Okay.
All right. If nothing else, we have a motion to adjourn, is there a second? All those in favor?
I got one thing, so. It's for those 12.
We've already voted.
No, it's just one thing I wanna say.
We'll say it. It would be adjourned.
No,
Go ahead. Yep.
good night, y'all. I wanna give a phone closure. DJ Kelly in Greenwood County. The last watch for May 11th, 2026. I wanna give his craft a solid for his, for Greenwood Police Department and all y'all law officers. Now we can join.